Welcome back, everyone, to our next episode in our series on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts as the German Empire. If you have not seen the series to this point, the link to the first episode is in every video's description for this series. Started recording and realized that after I updated my recording software, my mic wasn't recording. And so the first couple of clips I shot for this episode did not record audio. So I'll just update you on what has happened. Number one, peace with the French. I didn't want it, but it happened. Part of the peace settlement, though, was that we took Corsica. So now we have ourselves a base in the Mediterranean. Napoleon's birthplace is now German. The British have taken Morocco, so that's kind of interesting. We did take another island. I think it's in the Caribbean. Maybe not. I think maybe it was in the South Pacific. But we didn't take any of the French ships. Oh, it was this one right here? Or did we take that from the Spanish? I can't keep track of what we took and when. But we have that base there. We have a bunch of bases in the South Pacific. We've got a base in the Mediterranean now. The only thing we're missing is something in the Caribbean, which would be really nice to have. But we'll get there. Also, as far as fleet goes, I did build the Vile E Coyote class, which is a patron requested ship. Now, he requested a light cruiser that was loaded with torpedoes, but we can't do that yet with light cruisers. We don't have the tech for deck side torpedo tubes. We can only do that on destroyers. So I built a destroyer with that for now. Once we can have that tech on light cruisers, I will make the Vile E Coyote as a light cruiser. And add that tech to that. But for now, it's going to be about a 30-knot ship that's got six. It says 3 torpedo tubes, but it's actually 3 duels, so it's actually can fire 6 torpedoes at a time. It's basically meant to be a fast attack ship to get in close and drop torpedoes and get out of there. So that's what we'll use that for. But we are at peace, which of course means that financially we're back to the place where our monthly balance is going to be in the red unless we cut back on some spending. We also did research Krupp armor, which is a big increase in our technology as far as armor goes. So our new ships moving forward will have that Krupp armor, which is lighter but stronger but more expensive. So we'll see how that plays out when we start building some new ships. It's been a while since we built a new light cruiser class, so we're going to go ahead and update our light cruisers. Starting with the Rotterdam. And somebody asked me a question about my numbering system. So for the ships, the ships that are named for patron requests that I lose to sinkings, I'm replacing them by adding the number 2, for example. I am not, however, doing that with ships that I just replace because we scrap one and build a new one with that same name. That way it kind of helps us to understand whether or not that ship has ever been lost in combat. I know it's kind of a weird quirk of how I choose to do that, but that's just something that I've chosen to do so that I kind of know which ships we've lost through sinking and which ones we've just kind of been keeping going. And eventually, if I keep playing this game, I'll probably add like some way of doing battle stars and things like that. But we'll see how we can figure out how to do that. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and build, I think we'll start with 5 of the Rotterdam class. And with that in mind, then we're going to go ahead and I've tried mothballing ships, but they're like nobody's buying them, and then they're just sitting there, and I still have to end up paying for them. So we're going to go ahead and scrap the Rotterdam and the Regensburg to start, and then I think eventually we'll replace some of these other ones too, but not quite yet. These are still a little bit newer as far as the classes go. Well, in the meantime, it looks like we've conquered Zaire. So the Congo Free State of Zaire. We've also improved relations by plus 19 with the British, which is huge. That gets us back from the brink of war with the British. Eventually, we're going to have to fight them, but we're just not that place yet. I want to make sure that we are clearly the second best power in the world. So you can see kind of all of the parts of Africa that we currently control, mostly the central southern part, and a little bit over here in Western Africa. Let's go ahead and take a look at research, see what's coming up. Nothing real soon. Control Station Advanced Towers 2. Looks like we're going to be getting improved twin turrets. We do have Mark III 10-inch guns on the way. Torpedo propulsion, torpedo gyroscope coming. What about tubes? I don't know what's coming next on torpedo tubes. And then submarines, of course, are eventually going to become something that we don't actively control, but that we can build, and they have an impact on the game. I'm going to go ahead and start scrapping some of these mothballed ships that we're still spending money on, but we haven't really done anything with. Of course, that's going to hurt our naval power projection, but that's okay. Financially, let's take a look and see where we're at. We're at minus 27 million monthly balance. It's not a huge deal right now. What are we building? We're 1 month away from our destroyers being finished, and then our light cruisers that are kind of being queued up. Looks like we're practically at war with the Spanish again, minus 97. Let's see where they're at these days. Tech is very behind, but they've got a decent fleet, 15 battleships. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and finish this off and go to war with the Spanish. Maybe this will be our chance to try and take some of these. I really want some bases in the Caribbean. I'd like to take Cuba or Puerto Rico if possible. Either one would do. So that'll give us something to do. If nothing else, maybe we take Majorca and get some more bases there in the Caribbean, or in the Mediterranean. Problem is right now St. Florent, which is our base in the Mediterranean. Oh, there's one on the southern end too. What's that got? Yeah, neither one of them have any kind of real capacity, so I can't even park some battleships down there. There it is. War erupted between the German Empire and the Spanish Empire. That'll get us back on the positive side for our monthly balance. There, now we get light cruisers up to 6,000 displacement. That would have been nice before we just designed some new light cruisers, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. A bunch of new techs. I guess we didn't need to worry about ramping up the tension. We could have just done that naturally. Okay, let's go ahead and take out the big boys for a spin. We'll go ahead and send them down into the Mediterranean. What does he have over here? Some battleships? Yeah, looks that way. I guess we'll go North Atlantic for now. And I think we'll send more than just that. Obviously, we want to get most of our fleet out there so we increase the chances of getting some interaction. Now the British are at war with the Spanish, which of course increases our relations with the British. And the Soviets are at war with the Spanish. So Spain has basically ticked off everybody, which I'm not really excited about because I'd like to take on the Spanish by myself. Italy just gained control of Madagascar. That's interesting. So they've got, let's see, Sudan. They're invading Ethiopia. That's very historical, actually. And then they've gotten Madagascar as well. Research-wise, I don't think we have anything major coming up. We do need to start building some new ships, though, because we've got the budget for it at the moment. Or, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go back to our transport capacity and start improving that some more. And then we'll go ahead into our most recent battleship design, and we'll make some upgrades to it. So we'll copy that design, and then we'll see what upgrades we can make to a new class. Obviously, the first thing that I'm thinking of is going to... Oh, it's not going to let me do... Oh, that's interesting. We're going to have to build this from scratch, I guess. It's not like it's going to let me do Krupp armor that way. So here's our new battleship design. It's an unorthodox one, but the max we can do is 3 of these turrets, because I actually originally designed it to where we'd have these a little more up front, and I'd have one in the back as well, but it only let me do 3 centerline turrets. So that's what we're going to do. They're all 13-inch guns. We're going to put a bunch of 8-inch casemate guns on the side. We've got, it's not real fast. It's only going to have 20 knots of speed, but it's got a decent amount of range, and certainly the firepower and the protection. It's not the most protection that we could have. It's 14.8 inches of belt armor, but I think with the firepower that it has, it's going to destroy anything before it gets too close. We'll see how it goes. The Crown Prince. It's also been a while since we've updated our heavy cruiser class, so we can go up to 9,000 tons now. We're going to get a little more speed and a little more range this time around. And of course, all the latest technology that we have. We're going to have 8-inch guns. These are still just Mark 1s, though. What are our 7-inch? Those are Mark 1s as well. 9-inch guns are Mark 3s. So they have a 30% accuracy at 1,000 meters, whereas these have a 19%. Gosh. I guess we need to try and get 9-inch guns on this thing if it's possible. Of course it's not possible. At least not with that tower. Can we get 9s on it with a different tower? I think maybe we can. Of course that's going to affect the weight, and we'll have to balance some other things. But man, the technology on those 9-inch guns is so far superior to the 8s that it's totally worth it. So let's go with a different front tower. See if there's one we can squeeze. Oh, we can squeeze the front tower 4 on there. A little bit overweight. That's nothing we can't remedy with dropping the bulkheads a little bit. Actually, let's keep the bulkheads up and maybe go to like 22.8 on speed. No, not quite. 22.6. Almost there. 22.5. Because speed does add a lot to the weight. Now, our pitch and roll still suck, but it doesn't affect accuracy that much. I think we'll go with that. France and the Soviet Union are now at war, so things keep getting interesting. This is going to be particularly interesting. This is a big battleship for the Spanish. I know their technology's behind, but at 21,000 tons, it makes me wonder if that's not a Dreadnought class battleship. Certainly equal in weight to our Dreadnoughts, but we've got a big firepower advantage here on this one, so we're going to take on this big Spanish ship. Absolutely brutal weather that we're going to try to fight in. This certainly, we're still getting the bounce that we get at the beginning of these battles. It'll go away in a second. Certainly going to make accuracy a problem. We're going to have to get in closer. Everybody's firing though, so they can at least see him. Oh, we've already landed a hit, which is impressive considering the terrible accuracy. Let's take a look at this thing. All right, it is. It's not a Dreadnought. It's just a really big pre-Dreadnought battleship that we're gonna, I think, pretty quickly dispatch. Funny thing is, these are already kind of old technology compared to the ones that I just queued up. But they still have the 13-inch Mark IIs on them. We're only at 3% on accuracy. So it's going to take us a little while to start hitting this thing. He is coming toward us though, so that's going to help because the closer he gets, the better this accuracy, I think, should get. We landed a hit there. Got some penetration. We're just going to keep going in the direction that we're currently going. We've got 12.2-inch guns. He's only getting a 0.1% accuracy. So there's next to no chance he's going to land any significant hits before we can sink him. But we're still only at 4%. You can see how badly our shots are sailing over. There's, gosh. Weather sure makes a difference. The weather and the big waves. We're up to 4%. So far we've landed 4 hits for about 1,300 damage. Not a lot. We're going to have to get in closer on this guy. Let's go ahead and start coming around. Come on, baby. A couple of hits, just partial pin. Why is the Graf Spee going right toward him? Let's not do that, okay? why don't you just get yourself out of there? Not that the Pilau needs to fire smoke, because I think we already have a hard enough time with visibility. Yeah, see, now he's going after the craft spin. They went right in it. I don't know why that is. I might have accidentally sent him that way. Come on, baby. Man, even the ones that are hitting are not doing much. So what I'm attempting to do now is, of course, number one, I'm pursuing. And oh boy, I just landed a big hit. Actually, I just sank him. Okay. So what happened there was we got a flash fire because we got some major penetration on some 13-inch shells. I was going to send the Pilau and the Anne Frank too. Since the visibility was so bad, I felt like we could be pretty safe there. And I was going to go on a torpedo run and get up real close and try to put some torpedoes into them. But, well, we never got that far because we got the sinking. Now war has erupted between France and the United States, and that has apparently helped my relationship with France and hurt my relationship with the United States. France and the Austro-Hungarian Empire as well. So that hurt our relationship with France. Here we go. Here's the main Spanish fleet. We're going to be taking on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 battleships, none of which are really that big, along with a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, and 2 torpedo boats. Again, it's our 3 big boys, along with the Graf Spee, the Anne Frank, and the Pilau. Let's do it. Once again, we're dealing with absolutely atrocious weather, which is going to make things interesting. Here's what the weather does. It's 45% reduction because of stormy weather, 30% reduction to accuracy due to strong gale winds, and 48.8% because of the rough sea waves. That makes it really, really hard to hit anything. We got a lot of battleships, so it's going to take some time for us to knock this fleet out in weather like this, to the point where I'm worried about running out of ammo before we sink all his ships. We may have to get in pretty dang close. We are landing a few hits. It didn't do a lot on the fleet battleship. I'm probably going to have to get in close. I don't know why the Pilau and the Anne Frank are lagging so far behind the Graf Spee. Just tell them to get into a tight formation. I'm going to do the same with the battleships. I already am, okay. Try to keep our fire concentrated on one ship at a time as best we can. What's going on over here? Why are we getting a warning? Alright, we took out a torpedo boat. There's only a few of those. This is mostly a battleship fleet. Graf Spee's not got any torpedoes. Our 2 light cruisers, which are in the same battle line with the Graf Spee, but way the heck back there, do. Now, I wanted to get them up here with their torpedoes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to detach. I'll put these 2 together. I don't know why it's putting Anne Frank in the lead, but whatever. See, we're up to 11% accuracy. Only about 4% with the secondaries. Graf Spee's only got 6-inch guns. But this is going to be a good opportunity for our secondaries, because we're going to bring them in under the protection of the terrible weather and try to put in a torpedo salvo straight at these guys. Torpedo range is 1.2 kilometers, so we're going to have to get in super close. Alright, let's aim for a ship that's a little closer. Graf Spey's taking a lot of fire from these battleships. How are we doing on getting in range? The only thing I've got to worry about here, I think what we'll do is we'll swing around this way, because then we'll fire the torpedoes down kind of the long range, so axis, so maybe if we miss the lead one, we hit one of the ones behind. Plus I don't want to be firing the torpedoes in the direction of my battleships. Oh, there's a detonation of some kind on the San Telmo. We're going to have to swing the battleships around at some point, but I think we're okay for now. Slow down a little bit. What's the range? 2.9. We got to get a lot closer. Oh, there's a flash fire. His front turret took off on him. He's gone. There's the first battleship down. Alright, Anne Frank has taken a few hits. 1.8 kilometers in closing. Alright, let's fire smoke, even though it's already pretty dang difficult to see anything. We've got to close the distance so we can get our torpedoes in the water. 1.3, we're almost there. I can't really see the torpedo range. We're going to be aggressive with our torpedoes too. Oh boy. There's one in the water. Although if it misses the first ship, it's probably not going to have the range to hit another one. Oh, and it sank! The torpedo hit it! Alright, let's swing around. Okay, Anne Frank's taking some damage. We're going to put a torpedo into the San Esteban if we can. Oh, he just fired one at me. Ooh, that hurt. Now we're going to put one back at him. But the angle's not great. Are we going to put one back at him? This is the problem with getting these ships in so close. So they become susceptible to fire. Alright, there goes the torpedo. I think we're going to get a hit. Yeah. There you go, Anne Frank. Oh, it was a dud! No! No, not a dud. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You still got a lot of firepower. Alright, Graf Spey, let's swing you around. Let's go back to our cruisers for a second. Nah, you know what? I'm not going that way. Only got 10 knots of speed. Let's detach Pilau. Bring them around, try to put one into the San Esteban. We're gonna have to try to get the Anne Frank out of here. They did what they could. Alright, Pilau, just go straight. You know what? Just go straight. Put a torpedo into this thing as soon as you can. Hit him. Come on, hit him. we go. Torpedo in the water. Don't be a dud this time. Oh, we didn't fire a torpedo? That was him that fired one. Ugh. I was looking at the wrong ship. Alright, aggressive torpedoes. Come on, put a torpedo in the water. You had a perfect chance to do it. There we go, we got a hit. Hey, and it caused a flash fire. Actually, it was the 6 hit. No, that was the torpedo. Lovely. Alright, let's get Pilau out of here now, too. Both of those ships, just get out of here. Graf Spee, you know what? You get out of here too. We're just going to finish this off with our Dreadnoughts. The Ector is on fire. We have 3 other battleships, so there's still 4 total plus a light cruiser. You know what? Let's get a little crazy here. Let's send the Pilau on another torpedo run. While we bring our battleships into closer range. I think we've got one up front, so we'll start with that one. Oh, there's a hit. He's got a torpedo in the water now. Cut, 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 cut. Woo, that was close. Dang, he almost hit me. We barely missed it, but we just nailed him. Oh my gosh, that torpedo did crazy damage. 5,800 damage. Pilau just sank a battleship. Beautifully done. Alright, now get out of here. So they sank a heavy cruiser and a battleship. Guess we're going to have to start being a little more aggressive with our smaller ships. So we've got Hector, San Luis, Minho, and a light cruiser. We're up to 35%, 40% accuracy, so that's good. Minho just suffered a blowout with one of his turrets. So the Spanish, their technology is terrible anyway. So we're just having a lot of fun right now. Still doing the cleanup work. I think Minho is finally done. There we go. Now we gotta take out this light cruiser real fast. Congreso. It's a little bit tougher because of their speed and size. Yeah, maybe I should have kept our light cruisers around to make another run. Maybe we'll bring the Anne Frank in and see if we can't put one on them. Accuracy is terrible again. Just about finished up here. Congreso is done. And now we're after the Ector, which just suffered catastrophic explosion. Just waiting for Congreso to finish sinking. There we go. Alright. Complete destruction of the Spanish fleet. 53,000 victory points. 7,000 losses for him. We did suffer some damage for our light cruisers. We're going to want to get that taken care of for sure. So we're going to send them, detach them, send them back to port for repairs. Looking at politics now, we're up to 81% of the total power rating of the British, which is pretty remarkable given that he has a $20 billion yearly naval budget to our $6.7 billion naval budget. He's literally spending 3 times as much as us. Of course, that's helping a lot with his technology. But looking at his prestige, it's only 108. In fact, nobody has a higher prestige than the British at 108, whereas ours is over 1,000 right now. So that's pretty good news. We are working on submarine experiments. We're going to eventually be able to start building those undersea boats, the U-boats. What are we working on here? Mine detonators too. I'm not really doing anything with mines at the moment. I think it's time to pick a fight with the United States. Let's go ahead and do it. Between Spain and the U.S., I want to try and get some ports over there somewhere. So I've got this massive fleet roaming the North Atlantic. It's not only got my 3 Dreadnoughts, but 2 other battleships and a slew of other ships as well. So let's take a look at our fleet, see where we're at on building our new ships. We've got 2 more battleships that are coming soon. Let's go ahead and select what port we're going to put those in. I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to... Oh, actually, we could put one of them out in the Pacific. That's not a bad idea. And then, of course, we've got a bunch of light cruisers about to hit the water. That'll be good, too. Here we go. Here comes a war with the U.S. Meanwhile, Spain is desperately trying to sign a peace treaty. Fight to the end! War between Germany and the United States. This should get interesting now. Norway wants to order some destroyers. I guess it would make a little profit. Let's go ahead and do that. Why is Italy trying to provoke us? I don't like that. All right. Where are the American fleets? They're all down here in the central Atlantic. I wonder if we have the range to take this fleet across. The Freya is kind of low on range, and all of these light cruisers don't have the range, but our big boys do. So we could take all the battleships over there, or at least some of them. Maybe go on the prowl, take the Graf Spee and the Victoria Louise with us. You know what? What's he got over here? Anything at all? Nah, you know what? We'll just stick around where we're at. Let him come to us. There's a big technological breakthrough. 3,000 meters on our torpedo range, 31 knot speed, 75% accuracy, and reduction in dud chance. That's major improvement for our torpedo tech. That really helps a lot. I don't know if that's something we have to actually go in and update, or if that just happens automatically with the new ones that are built. Where are we at on rating? We're 85% now on power rating. Our fleet's the biggest it's been. We've got 10 battleships, 14 heavy cruisers, 19 light cruisers, 5 destroyers, also building another 3 battleships and 4 heavy cruisers. And we're still on a positive balance. So let's go ahead and take a look at the fleet for just a second. Our oldest ships now are about 8 years old. That's 4 light cruisers here. I think we'll go ahead and replace all of those with newer tech. Now I'd like to scrap these, but I can't currently. The Schmetterling, actually the Schmetterling, I think we can. We can scrap that one. No, we can't. Oh, hold on. There we go. So that one and the Stauffenberg 2 we replaced. The other 2 are at sea, so we can't replace those just yet. So we'll just keep the existing names on those other ones as they come out. Well, we are now the most powerful navy in the world, now that our couple of new battleships have hit the water. Total tonnage 385,000. British, of course, have twice the tonnage, but the power rating's about the same because our battleships must be just better tech. He's got 19 battleships, 57 heavy cruisers, 9 light, 15 destroyers, 14 torpedo boats. Just insanity, especially for the budget that he's got. which is an insane amount as well. So we are sending some ships across to eastern North America, see if we can't pick a fight with the American Navy. Well, now we can get 4 centerline mounts for large guns. We couldn't do that before when I was trying to build the last design of Dreadnoughts. Let's take a look at research now. Submarine experiments are continuing. I don't know if we actually can build subs yet. No, we can't. So I'm not going to keep pouring time and money into sub technology when we're not there yet. We'll just let everything research at its own pace for the time being. We're good on shipbuilding capacity. I am trying to pick a fight here. I want to get these fleets combined if I can into one, so that if we do fight, we'll get to fight with some strength. So new improvements, we can now get the Dreadnought 2. That's going to be nice. We'll see if that allows us to build bigger ones. We can also go up to an 11,000 ton heavy cruiser. It makes the armored cruiser hull obsolete. That might be really, really good news. Let's go ahead and take a look at our ship design. Because if this allows us to build a heavy cruiser that has something similar to the Dreadnought hull, where it doesn't have all that crap in the way, that's going to be huge. Armored Cruiser 2. Now it's still that way. That's unfortunate. So the good news is, though, we can go up to 11,000 tons, which gives us more space on the heavy cruiser, and it's going to be a definite improvement on the Limburg class. Let's take a look at the Dreadnought 2 hull, though. Oh boy. Oh boy. 27,500 tons, baby. This is going to be fun. All right, this is all about the forward firepower. So we want to be going toward these ships when we're firing on them. It's not a lot of speed. We're only going to be at 20 knots, but major firepower. We've got a total of 8 13-inch Mark II guns. We've also got a total of 8 Mark I 8-inch guns on turrets, 4 on each side. And then we've got some forward-facing 8-inch casemate guns. Pretty heavily armored up front. That's where most of the armor is. A little bit more range on this one. Bulkheads aren't completely maxed out, but it'll do pretty decent. It's going to be nice. $213 million to build one of these things. Finally got our peace treaty with the Spanish. Let's see what this allows for us. We can take a few things, but nothing good. I really wanted Cuba or Puerto Rico, but we didn't win enough to be able to do that. But we'll go ahead and take, I guess we're going to take the Caroline Islands, and that's it, because there's not really anything else we can take. That's a little disappointing. Light cruisers up to 6,500 tons of displacement. Picric acid gives us a major fire chance with our high explosives. So let's go ahead and take a look at things as they stand. Caroline Islands. So those are the Marshall Islands. We've got those. We've got these islands there. What else are we going to take? I guess maybe we'll look at the other side. American fleets all over the place except for where I want them, which is to fight. So Peleliu, Caroline Islands, there you go. So some more holdings in the South Pacific doesn't do us a lot of good. I really want something over in this region, but the American fleet doesn't want to come out and play. Let's go ahead and move up here to where this fleet is off the coast of Maine and Boston, Portland, that area there. See if we can't pick a fight. In the meantime, we're going to wrap it up right there. Next episode, we should probably get into some fights with the Americans. We're going to get to see some of our newest battleships go into the fight, and we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We'll be back again soon with another episode. Thanks for watching.